The iPhone 14 is missing a few things, like things that would have made this a better phone upgrade. Yeah, I'm going there because I feel Apple let us down a bit with this year's update. There's always buzz about what the new iPhone is going to include in the lead up to the reveal, and of course not all the rumors come true, but this year's models may leave you wanting to see more for next year. Here are 5 things Apple did not give us for the iPhone 14, but could have. They just didn't, but maybe they should have. Let's start with the small stuff, and yes, I mean size. Apple didn't give us the option of a mini 14 model this year. If you like the smaller form factor of an adorable, pocket-friendly 5.4-inch screen iPhone, well, there's always last year's model. The mini also had a smaller price tag to match the smaller screen. So I'm sorry to say there's no small size deals on the 14 this year. Now this looks like the end of the era for the mini. Reports are that it just wasn't selling, but I would say if you want a budget iPhone, you may start to look toward the iPhone SE. It might be Apple's best mini choice going forward. It is the smallest of the bunch at a 4.7-inch display, and there is an SE that came out this year in 2022. It has iPhone 13 processing power, but the design of an iPhone 6. Home button goodness. Next up on the list, Apple did not include 8K video recording. Apple upgraded the back cameras in the high-end iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max with a juicy 48-megapixel sensor, but video recording is still at 4K. Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo may have gotten some hopes up earlier this year when he predicted the camera upgrade would not just be a boost to still photography, but that sensor inside would mean that they could bring 8K video recording to the iPhone 14. And it seemed quite reasonable. After all, Samsung's top Galaxy S phones have boasted about 8K recording. It may not be great. You may not have a screen to watch 8K video on at home. It's kind of like a Samsung TV gimmick thing. But hey, that just leaves Apple with something else to save for next year's model. Keeping things slow and steady in the smartphone race, Apple also did not deliver on faster charging. The iPhone 14 battery and charger holds the same rating of about 20 watts. And there are several other phone makers now really leaning into how they have faster charging technology. For example, the OnePlus phone, that's at 30 watts. The Xiaomi 12 Pro, that has a 120-watt charger. The rumor of Apple having faster charging did start to swirl around from a Twitter user that had a history of leaks. And when you know that faster charging is out from the competition, it made sense that maybe Apple would also jump in here, but nah, not yet. At least if you cannot charge your iPhone faster, the battery of the iPhone 14 does last a tad longer now. And speaking of charging, did the iPhone 14 get a USB-C charging port to make all your cords the same for all your devices in the year 2022? Nope. Nope. I know that other Apple products use USB-C, and I know there was that European Union ruling where all phones need to use the USB-C. No, the EU thing, that's not for until 2024. Yeah, for the iPhone 14, Apple chose not to change its special little lightning charging port. The iPad charges with USB-C, MacBooks charge with USB-C, but iPhone is still just a special little flower still, making you carry all kinds of cords around in your commute. Gotta keep that dongle life a little bit longer. The next iPhone may have USB-C, but some folks, including me, suspect that Apple could be tinkering to go all in on wireless charging, and maybe the future iPhone won't have any port, so you could fill your home with more wireless charging accessories, all while you're throwing away all these lightning cords you collected over the years. Captain Planet is just gonna be so mad at us. But yeah, Apple just keeps dragging on this issue year after year. We still got lightning. And last but not least, here's a feature I get really passionate about, and this is a rumor that keeps making circles, just poking at me. It's Touch ID. Specifically, I'm referring to the report that Apple is working on a way to put a Touch ID scanner back on the iPhone through a sensor that's underneath the screen. But it seems that technology is just not ready yet. Once again, we go through another year where Apple did not give us back Touch ID, and they could have. You see, Apple did ditch the home button, and when they did that, the company went all in on Face ID, scanning your facial features as the biometric security option for the iPhone. But it hasn't always been a smooth experience. Meanwhile, Apple did get creative. They put Touch ID on the side power button on the iPad, why not iPhone, Yeah, that would be a nice workaround. A nice bonus to have Face ID and Touch ID options, but no, being able to scan a fingerprint through the screen is something that's in a lot of flagship Android phones already. So I guess Apple has a lot of options still on the table on how it can make the iPhone 15 even better. Options that we've been talking about for years already. Guess you gotta save something for the next one, right guys? Let me know in the comments which feature is missing on the iPhone 14 that you have on the top of your wish list. And maybe it's something I didn't even mention here, like a folding iPhone. I know, ain't that crazy? That's never gonna happen. If you wanna learn more about what is new in the iPhone 14 models, you should definitely check out the reviews by Patrick Holland. Thanks for watching. Folding iPhones, yeah.